I think I'm ready.
Hey, did you want to maybe grab a bite?
You.
Said the you girl, stealing my balls.
This season is pretty dry for content, although that didn't stop me from checking out a lot of them, and there's definitely more good animes on average compared to like Winter. But the show that people kept their eyes on because there's something mentally wrong with the author, or he's just a marketing genius, which I would respect that more. Shiunji Family, the new romance anime done by the GOAT himself, Reiji Miyajima, behind the legendary romance manga Rent a Girlfriend. So many chapters, but unfortunately he's allergic to something called development. And you know me, I hate Rent a Girlfriend. I mean, who would like that piece of shit? I think most people would agree that he should just make doujins because he can draw really good women. Shiunji Family is a story about a rich family with 2 sons and 5 beautiful, stunning daughters. Shines like brilliant gems, each with intelligence and beauty in equal measures, or in short, make people cream their pants every time they walk around. So yeah, it's a normal show that's about these siblings doing day-to-day stuff. Nothing weird will happen, right? Bruh.
直入に言おう。君たちは本当の兄弟ではない。
Wait, what the fuck?
結婚とかかな。
おいバカ！
あらたちゃん。
目ばっか16年間兄弟なんだよそれ。
好き。あなたお兄ちゃんと結婚したい。
Yep, it's incest. Now, at face value, you might go, incest, ew, skip, which is valid. But of course, I went to the show knowing fully well that this is about an incest plot thing. Why? Because I read the first 7 chapters when it got first announced, and now I'm at chapter 27, and probably more after I finish this video. This is, all in all, a basic romance with incest elements to spice things up. I gotta say, this shit is way better than Rent a Girlfriend. I'm not gonna say stuff that hasn't been adapted yet, but it's definitely taking their time with some characters to fully flesh them out to fall for our main guy. Of course, there's some that's already falling in love for him and wanting to marry him. Based, you know, a good romance needs good characters. You need to find that balance so they don't overshadow each other. Unlike another show, fuck you, Inochi. Arata's our main guy, that's your typical romance protag. Gets flustered, nothing really much to say about him. But he's a decent MC. He always used the sibling card, like, I will protect you, as a brother. And then get aroused seeing his sister's cleavage. Sure. Shion, the other son in the family, and probably the most normal one because he has a girlfriend that's not a part of the family. And wait. Oh, that's it. Bunny, the oldest in the family, has that typical trope of being the oldest / mature in the family and hard to read. Smash. And like to tease our MC. Seiha, the kuduri one, very clueless about romantic shit, using fucking neuroscience, whatever fucking XYZ to the power of 2. And my favorite, Minami, the tomboy one, very athletic. That's really it for now. Oika, the tsundere one, kinda, not really. The one that's usually stated as twins with Arata, since the two are really connected about how their thoughts and actions they take. Hotono, the youngest among the siblings, very shy, but at the same time the boldest, already confessing to our MC and declaring her love. Now, is this the most spiciest incest anime to ever dropped? No. I think from the incest shit I've watched, Yosuke no Sora is still the spiciest for obvious reasons. Yes, there is that shock value, and yes, there's those fan service scenes, but I feel like it's not blank. Does it have a purpose? Yes. To make me hard. On a serious note, of course not, but at the same time, I don't care. I'm not really one to ramble about fan service equals bad. This anime doesn't have the craziest amount of fan service, but if the fan service doesn't like excite me, it'll just feel like nothing. Like Takamine shows so much tits and ass in front of you to the point that it feels like just gooner bait shit so people can watch. I mean, the romance in the show alone is absolute dog shit, but that's beside the point. Shiunji trickles you with fan service. Same goes to like, I don't know, Summer Pockets. Again, this is definitely a slower developing story in terms of the romance, rather than just shoving tits to the viewers. The girls get their own time so they can highlight their character better. I mean, it's not the best shit ever, but I'm enjoying every episode to the point it made me pick up the source material again. And hopefully this shit doesn't go to the harem ending. Even if it does make sense, I think that's just a pussy way out for the author. Yes, some can do it good, but mostly it's not a good way to do things. But we kind of confirmed that it won't have that harem ending, judging from this scene. Or is it? Cue the Monogatari music. I have a schizo theory. What if this is a different timeline? Because why did they randomly mention about the room 8 that the siblings theorized that it's a entrance to another world? The netherworld. What was the kid named after the mom, Chihiro? Why did the siblings wrote a letter that was suspiciously all the same? And why can't we hear Shion's voice? I feel bad for him. And lastly, why did they mention a grave of someone? Suspicious. Or did I forget to take my meds? Of course, we have to talk about the production side of things. Does this show look good? Of course it does. It's Doga Kobo. I've always praised Doga Kobo for being really consistent in terms of the quality because their in-house system is really strong. Character designer is from Doga Kobo. Same goes for sub-character designer. Same goes for color designer. And the main animators. You get the point. Also, if you don't know, Doga Kobo has a lot of girls compared to like other studios. Same with like KyoAni. There's a lot of women. Not saying there's more girls or guys. And also I'm not saying that's a better thing. Maybe it is for like drawing boobies. I don't know. I don't know what production line this is from, but likely it's maybe the same as Alya/Shikimori line. But don't quote me on this. We all know that Alya is getting a season 2, so Ryuta Ito is not present. There's also some changes behind the scenes a few months ago. Ryu Ishiguro was president for the studio since 2006, stepped down and changed to Hajime Kamita, and some stuff because Kadekawa acquired Doga Kobo a bit ago. Consistency is key, and that's what Shiunji is. I'm not just talking about the movement, direction, boards, art direction, character designs, and the comp just enhance everything. Everything. The author's art is fucking amazing. We can make an objective standpoint here. And the design for the girls is chef's kiss. He doesn't miss when it comes to his artwork. And another thing Reiji is randomly good at is his sense of fashion. You see in Rent a Girlfriend that the girls have so much different drip every time when they go out, and same goes with the Shiunji girls. Every girl has drip upon drip upon drip and banri. Oh my god, baby girl. Movement again, classic Doga Kobo fashion. They pop off with that sometimes. It's very grounded animation or character acting with consistent drawings, or they can enhance that drawing quality for the climactic stuff more. Like this very meticulous camel toe. They also like to play around with the visuals. Direction wise, there's a lot of ideas playing around with heavy lighting or bloom effects, or with colors like the background, more playful I guess, for the more serious tone or the more comedic tone. Some really nice layout. Also, Shio Matsumida, storyboarder for Ninkoro episode 4, said that Ninkoro and Shiunji use a lot of the same techniques. I kind of see that since Kametsubo, director for Shiunji, has worked in Shaft before and directed a show in the studio, Hidamari Sketch, with Shinbo himself. This fucking bird! So you can kind of see the similarities in terms of visual ideas. Another thing I want to highlight is the comp. Shuhei Shiono, first time credited as the director of photography in a Doga Kobo show. He has been doing a lot of photography stuff for the studio, and you can see the similarities with other Doga Kobo projects in terms of the compositing tricks, lighting on the line art, those bubbly lights, and some more. It's very subtle at times to give that little oomph for some scenes, and it's not overbearing, it's cohesive in a way. It's not just shitty ass VFX or just putting a lot of colors in your face like Takamine or Witch Watch. Although Witch Watch is better than Takamine, but it can be improved. But Shiunji is the right amount of it that give off that aesthetic that's very familiar with the studio's style, I guess you can say. Although the show can be seen as a weird incest show at face value, there's sort of fun stuff to be had if you just like these romance shows or you want some spicy stuff for your monkey brain. In my opinion, I'm enjoying the show and I'm reading the manga, so poggers. A bit of a different video, I just want to talk about this show, not just the production side. I haven't done this in a while. I think the last one was like Maki Ine. That was like 7 to 8 months ago. I know this probably won't get views. It'll still get the usual like 3, 4, 5k views maybe, but pray it will pop off. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what are your thoughts on the Shiunji family up until now. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.